Alrighty everybody, thanks for clicking on this video. James Cards FC here, and today we're going to be doing a fun little video that I'm titling FUT Legends and their real life cards. So we'll be going through a few of my favorite to use and least favorite to play against FIFA Ultimate Team cards from the years they were released, and then comparing them to their real life cards that came out those seasons as well. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and get into it with a very brief introduction here. In case you're not aware of FIFA Ultimate Team, it's the most popular game mode in FIFA where you build a team of players using cards from packs, very similar to how you would actually open packs in real life. Ultimate Team is very profitable for EA Sports. It makes more than $1.5 billion per year. I polled my audience, and over 50% said that they have bought a physical card primarily because of the player from FIFA. So there is somewhat of an effect that the game does have on the physical card market as well. And like I said before, for today's video, I'll be showing some of the most legendary Ultimate Team cards from FIFA 12 to FIFA 15, which is my favorite era of the game, and I believe most people share this agreement that the older stages of FIFA were better than the current ones, but that's a whole different thing to get into. But yes, today we'll be talking about FIFA 12 to FIFA 15, and we'll be showing their physical cards from that season as well, with some minor exceptions for when they didn't have physical cards from the season that the game was released. So let's go ahead and start off with Nomar. This guy was ridiculous. I never actually used him on my team, but I played against him a lot, and it was never a fun experience. So this guy was just ridiculous. 92 pace. The 77 shot is a complete lie. Yeah, just this guy was awesome. So we have, for cards, you have a lot of different options because he did play in La Liga and he played for Villarreal, which means he gets a variety of different releases. So during the same season that this FIFA game was going on, he also got this 2011-2012 Mega Cracks base card. He also got the Mega Cracks foil insert, and then he also has a UEFA Champions League sticker from Panini, as well as a Este sticker, which is the La Liga sticker set for Villarreal. So lots of different options here if you want to look at the physical cards from Nomar from the same season that this Ultimate Team card was released. You have a good variety of options there. Then we'll move forward to one of my favorite FIFA cards of all time right here is the Wellington Card. This card, again, is from FIFA 12, and unfortunately, he doesn't have a sticker directly from that 11-12 season. I don't believe that Moscow, or Spartak Moscow, I believe, made the Champions League that season, so he didn't get a sticker for that season. So I'm using the previous season. You have this Wellington sticker from the 2010-2011 UEFA Champions League, but the card is actually based on the following year in the game. So his card was absolutely ridiculous. It was basically like having R9, but you didn't have to pay that many coins for him. So obviously one of my favorite players to ever use, and so had to include him on this list. And then we also have Maicon Liete, I believe is how you pronounce it. Definitely Maicon. Not sure about how to pronounce the last name, but one of these silver beasts that you used to be able to use in FIFA Ultimate Team. You could run out a team of silver Brazil players and just dominate people that had Premier League level teams. So this was really fun. In 2012, as well as with the game, he also has this sticker from the Panini Brazilian League. So really nice headshot there. Actually compares pretty nicely to his physical, or sorry, not his physical, but his game card. So a good option there if you want to get a Maicon Liet card, as well as I really like the Wellington sticker there. It's a good headshot and it compares nicely to his FIFA Ultimate Team card as well. Moving right along, we have El Shaware, who was insane. This was one of the most popular cards I believe I went up against in FIFA 12. This was one of those Silver Beast cards. The stats complete lie in this case. He played way better than the stats that you see right there, and the physical card for that season for him was a WCCF 2011-2012. I believe this is actually his rookie card, the first physical card he ever had released, but go ahead and double check me on that. But that is the card from the season that the game is in. And then we also have Ben Arfa, who was insane. You just cut inside, shoot, score pretty much every time with Ben Arfa. Yeah, he was insane. You have this 2011-2012 Match Attacks card from the Topps Premier League set. So those are the options there for both El Shaware and Ben Afra, two of the more popular FIFA 12 cards. Then we'll move forward to FIFA 13, one of my favorite FIFAs, and Emenike was one of my all-time favorite cards, both to use and never to play against, because this guy was an absolute beast. Looking at his stats, you can just see how ridiculous he was. He was an absolute tank. He had amazing pace and shooting, so yeah, ridiculous card here for Emenike. Probably one of the more popular FIFA Ultimate Team cards of all time. And so for him, I went ahead and I put the UCL sticker from that season, which is 2012-2013, when he was at Spartak Moscow as well. And then I went ahead and also put the 2014 World Cup Prism card. This is not from the season that the game was released, but if you wanted to be able to get some higher end cards of Emenike that are still really, really cheap, for example, this green one is out of 25, so there's 25 of these printed, and I believe it's only $60 or something like that on eBay if it's still up there. You can get blues out of $199 for less than $10, I think. So if you wanted to get something higher end for Emenike, that's a beautiful set. But if you want the card or sticker from his specific season of the game, it's the 2012-2013 UCL sticker. Moving right along with Eswin. This guy was absolutely ridiculous. He was a really cheap card, and pretty much anybody had them in their starter team, as well as some later iterations of the game. So yeah, this guy was insane for probably the best 75 overall player that FIFA has ever released. I put up his 2012-13 Topps Bundesliga card. That is the physical card from that season, or sorry, sticker. This is a sticker in this case. And then you also have the 2012-13 Match Attacks for Eswin as well. And I actually think if you go on eBay right now, there's a few autographs from the Match Attacks that somebody got signed in person. So if you're into that sort of thing, I literally think they're like $2 or $5. So if you want a really nice cheap collectible to remember this ridiculous FIFA Ultimate Team card, these are some options out there for you. Then we'll move into a couple of my personal favorites here. I remember building a complete United States team just because of Wynn. In this case, Marvel Wynn was this ridiculous center back with 96 pace. I don't think there has been a base card released of any center back with faster pace than this. So had to have him on my team, built a whole US team just so I could fit him into the roster. So you had to include his card there. He's in the 2013 Topps MLS set. This is the purple version of that card, but he has a few different colors that are more rare or less rare depending on what you're looking for if you want to pick up something for Marvel Wynn. Then I also had to include Hulk. I mean, Hulk was one of my favorite cards in any given season, but this is probably the best iteration of his card that was ever released. This is one of the informs from FIFA 13 where his position changed from winger to striker, so you could put him central, and yeah, I mean, the stats on this card are just insane. So Hulk was always one of my favorite FIFA players. I think a lot of people really liked Hulk from FIFA, so I included this 2013 issue, which is probably his best card that was released. And to go with this in terms of physical form, you have the 2012-13 Champions League sticker. And again, I also included the 2014 World Cup Prism card in case you wanted to get something a little bit nicer for Hulk. Those are a couple options that card is loosely based on. Alrighty, moving forward into FIFA 14, the FIFA that made me want to break my controller more than any other FIFA ever released, and it was primarily because of this card on the left right here, this Ibarbo card, which was probably the most overpowered gold FIFA card of all time. He was literally in everyone's team, and he was just ridiculous, so had to include him on the list. Apologies if you have PTSD from this guy just destroying your team. This card was absolutely insane. So to compare that to, we have the sticker from 2013-14 Panini Calciatori. That is from the same season as the game, so that is the physical version of the stupidly ridiculous Ibarbo card that was in FIFA. And then, obviously, if you had a Ibarbo on your team, you needed the strong link with Guarín as well. Freddie Guarín in the game had a ridiculous card as well. I mean, look at the stats. This was a silly card for a center mid, and he had that link to Ibarbo. So pretty much every team had these two players, at least for the first few months of the game being out. And he actually also has the sticker from the Panini Calciatori set as well. Guarín has another option. I believe he has a 2013-14 Road to the World Cup. That looks really, really cool as well. But since you're going to take both these players together, I picked the set where they're both included. So some good options there if you want to remember or not remember so well the days of Ibarbo and Guarín being in everyone's team, probably including your own. So, moving forward again with FIFA 14 here, we have the Kelvin on the left, which was a 5-star skiller, one of those super silver players that you used to be able to use in FIFA. this card was really ridiculous. One of those silver Brazilian legends. And you compare that straight across to his 2013-14 Panini football release in the Portuguese League. So you have that sticker that resembles the card quite nicely. Both are headshot form. Both he's wearing the same kit or a variation of that same kit. So yeah, those look really nice together. And then I also included the Jillian Draxler, who was just a long shot cheap code back then. Crazy central attacking mid card that was used in a lot of different teams, so had to include him as well. He has a 2013-14 Topps Bundesliga sticker, as well as a few other options, but I thought that was the best one to compare the game card to. But he also has things like this 2013-14 Bundesliga Chrome jersey card, if you're into that thing as well, to try and remember this insane Draxler card. Alrighty, and moving forward to FIFA 15, which was my personal favorite FIFA of all time. This is the one that I played more than any other one as I was in university at the time, and I grinded all the way to Division 1 this season, and so I have a special remembrance for this game, at least personally, so FIFA 15 will always be my personal favorite for those reasons. And if we talk about FIFA 15, we have to talk about Gervinho, Ibarbo, and Doumbia. It may not show it in these pictures here, but they actually all played for Roma at a certain point in the season, so all of them had perfect links to each other, and this was the front three you were going to be playing against if you were playing an Ultimate Team at the time. So had to put all these three guys on the same page here. You have Gervinho's Panini Calciatore sticker, as well as his 2014 World Cup Prism. Wanted to include both in case you wanted a little bit more of a high-end Gervinho to remember this card from. Then you also have the Calciatore sticker for Ibarbo. Unfortunately, you don't have a Calciatore sticker for Doumbia because he transferred later in the season and didn't get the sticker set, but he is in the 2014-15 UEFA Champions League sticker set, so that is your option there for Doumbia. All of these players were ridiculous together. This is probably the most remembered front attacking three out of any FIFA that's ever been released. You'll always hear people talking about Gervinho, Ibarbo, and Doumbia, so had to include these three legends. And then we'll get into three more here. Starting on the far left, you have Yassine. I can never pronounce his last name correctly. Chikawi, I think is how you pronounce it, but I honestly have no idea. The important thing with this card was it had 5-star skills and 5-star weak foot. Now, linking it was a complete nightmare because he played for Zurich, and he does not have a great nationality for links, but if you could fit this guy into your team, he was insane. 5-star skills, 5-star weak foot, 84 pace, 80 passing. Yeah, just a ridiculous card if you could find a way to link it in your team. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a physical card or sticker from any season that is close to 2015 or 2014, so I have to go with this 2009-2010 Champions League sticker. He's playing for Zurich in that one as well, so it's not too far off of what his in-game card is, but yeah, there's nothing from around that season, unfortunately. Then we'll move to the middle with Biabiani, along with, I believe it was Matthias Bali. These were the two fastest players in FIFA for 2 or 3 consecutive years, and they both had 95 plus pace right off the bat. So this card was used in a lot of starter teams and was pretty ridiculous having 96 pace, because back in the day, having pace was the most important part of the game. So had to include Biabiani here. I put up his 2013-14 Panini Calciatore sticker. He doesn't have anything from 14-15. He does have one from 15-16, but at that point he already transferred to Inter Milan when that sticker was made. So I'd prefer the one right here that has him with Parma like he is in the game. So I'd included the 2013-14 Panini Calciatore Parma sticker for Jonathan Biabiani, one of the pace merchants of FIFA 15. And then probably not a card that was super iconic in its time, but by far my favorite FIFA card that has ever been released, and by far my favorite player card that I've ever used in any FIFA, the Douglas Costa from FIFA 15. They put him in the cam spot, and he played for Shakhtar before transferring to Bayern Munich. But this card, nightmare to link, but if you were like me and played with a full Shakhtar team, very easy to link in that case, and so had to include him. 5-star skills, the 73 shot is a complete lie. I used to line him up as a false 9 in all the formations that I would use, and so yeah, I can attest to the fact that that shot at 73 was not what it felt like in game. So just had to include that, my favorite FIFA card of all time. You have this 2014-15 UCL sticker for Douglas Costa. He has a card as well, but it is an adrenaline card with all the numbers on it, so I personally prefer the UCL sticker, but he does have a couple other options if you are a big fan of this Douglas Costa card that I am also a huge fan of. And so with that, I will go ahead and complete today's video. If you want to see some more players from these eras of FIFA or perhaps from the later editions of FIFA, I know Kent is obviously one that comes to mind immediately for most recent infamous FIFA cards. So perhaps I'll do another one for the FIFAs 16 through the current day. But in any event, I hope you got a little bit of fun today reminiscing of some FIFA legends and their physical cards that came out in those seasons. Leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe for more, and I will see you guys in the next video.